Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Dalton, Adult95, coming to you with another video, and today we're kind of doing something I said we wouldn't do. It's a DF23 of 2023. So, the way I want to do this is a little bit differently. Instead of doing the top 23, it's going to be 5 of the worst, 3 honorable mentions, and top 15. So, we'll get right into the bad. Now, number 5 for worst slash disappointing, she's kind of disappointing around the circumstances of the design of her and just how the joints are. I'm going to probably make a lot of people angry as far as Beast Wars fans, but it's going to be the Transart Black Ragna. Now, I know some people are going to be in jubilation. Oh, a Beast Wars figure is considered the worst. No, it's not the character. It's just the circumstances about the joints. They're overly tight. It is super scary. I do not like a figure that I have to be afraid to pose and transform. I have not transformed her once since the first time. And then putting on the legs was a nightmare. Just having to carefully, I mean, yes, be careful with your toys, but to the point to where you're afraid you're going to snap the leg just by putting it in a configuration that she's supposed to be in. So, yeah, right off the bat, that is number 4. Number 5, I meant. Anyways, number 4 is, I know someone's already going to be in the comments, oh, whatever. The other ones turned out great, but Sludge here is just god-awful as far as the Dinobots. Like, his knees aren't even connected. Just, there's no excuse for how bad this figure turned out. But, yeah, I mean, it's a core class. I can't be too mad. That's why he's on the more disappointing end instead of the worst end. Now, number 3, we get into the bad stuff. Now, number 3, this is where it starts getting bad. The Dion figure from the Wardon 2-pack, like, already, like, right out. Now, I did tighten these joints up, but right out of the box, you couldn't even look at him without his legs falling off. I'm tired of this cup mold. We've already got it twice as Cup, once as, Orion Pax, and now again as Dion instead of using some other mold. I mean, granted, it looks good as Dion, but I'm just so tired of this mold, and the mold degradation is not helping anything. This is just terrible. Come on, Hasbro. Either be a little bit more creative or fix your molds, because this is bad. I'm tired of the non-existent wrist swivel. There is no reason why he couldn't have a wrist swivel. So, yeah, Dion, number 3, on to number 2. Number 2, this is a mix of both just disappointing and bad all around. It's not a good mold for the character, and there's another reason, the mold degradation. Legacy Strong Arm. She really deserved her own larger deluxe mold, not to be a mild retool of Elita 1 and Minerva. And the mold degradation on this just makes it to where it's barely enjoyable. Like, the only good aspect of her is the head sculpt and the paint job. Like, that's the only positives I can really lend to her. Like, yeah, it was nice getting her out of the box, seeing her out there, but very, very disappointing. It borderline pisses me off that Hasbro is once again pulling the whole, oh, most female robots have the same body shape. No, she was a beefier character in the show, and to think that she just deserves this mild retool is pathetic. So, yeah, number 2. Number 1, since Kingdom Rodimus, I don't think or Legacy, whatever, I don't think I've handled a mold this bad in a very long time. Gamer Edition Barricade. This figure really pisses me off. Just too much kibble and shit hanging off. You can barely move any of the joints without things getting in the way or the weapon or arm popping off. The head barely moves. No ankle tilt. Like, you get a thigh swivel, but it's clear up here, and you can't do anything with it because of all this up here. It just pisses me off. So, yeah. Worst figure of the year, right there. Okay, so number 15 on the top good figures. Now, really glad I've gotten this for an incredible deal, but it's more the Combiner Wars mold aspect of it that knocks it down quite a bit, but it's still amazing. Unite Warriors, Bruticus. This thing is, one, beautiful, but the the tolerances of the Combiner stuff is where it just knocks it down for me, and just we deserve, as a community, better Bruticus than this. But I absolutely love how it turned out. So yeah, number 15, Baldigus. Now on to number 14. Number 14 is going to be the Nemesis Leo Prime, or Copy Convoy. Now, originally I had this mold up a little bit higher, in the earlier half of the year, but there's been so much coming out this past few months that he kind of got knocked down. Plus, it was a lot of new toy syndrome, but he's still incredibly good. I'm glad they finally have something more accurate to how he looked in the show, and they actually painted on no lion eyes there. But yeah, I mean, not bad. The transformation's a little finicky, trying to get everything to stick together, but overall, I still quite enjoy him. So yeah, number 14. Number 13 is going to be the MMC BotCon early exclusive Ascendinix, or Transtech Cheetor. Uh, the only reason I've got this kind of lower instead of higher, one, it's Transtech. I don't know a whole lot about it other than it took place after Beast Wars, and a lot of the designs look really cool. But this is just a retool of Chrome Dome. Uh, if I had it my way, I would have told MMC, hey, include a couple extra heads, because as cool as this Transtech head is, I would have loved to see them do animated Cheetor head for this. I think it would have fit this a lot better, just personally speaking, but uh, that and the transformation is a little annoying with this new head crest. So, gonna be my number 13, along with Minerva, or not Minerva, Rosanna, sorry. But yeah, so there is number 13. So number 12 is going to be Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. Fantastic figure, big, beefy as he should be, full car carrier, again, as he should be, and all-in-one transformation, as he should be for this particular version of the character. The only problem is the transformation is a pain in the ass. Uh, just so many steps. Yeah, it's cool to go through, it's intuitive, but some of it scares the ever-living hell out of me. Like these panels here on the side where the missiles are, and just some of the tolerances are a little bit scary to deal with. Just afraid I'm going to break some of the hinges and tabs. And just all this right here makes this just a little bit too broad. But in the grand scheme of things, he looks really good. I just wish I could better get him into that 86 movie pose. This is the best I could do. But yeah, there is number 12. Number 11 is going to be Bludgeon from the Legacy Evolution line. Now, he completely blew Tarn out of the water. Yeah, it's a bummer he's not, doesn't have any more new tooling, but just the color scheme, layout, and the head sculpt and weapon of this just looks so good, so much better than Tarn. I'm sorry to all the Tarn fans and IDW more than meets the eye fans out there, but I'm sorry, Bludgeon just looks so much better. He just pulls off some of those samurai poses. The only thing I would really change as far as molding is maybe just change out that chest plate and the weapons. That's really it. I know there's some upgrade kits out there. I might check them out to move this back and add a new piece there to the shoulder just to add some more difference. But yeah, very happy with Legend. Number 10, just barely make it onto this list, but just looking incredible, is the Beast Wars versus 2-pack number 3, Cheetor and Waspinator. Uh, love what they've done with the colors on these. Yeah, the molds are a little iffy, especially with Cheetor not having his traditional blaster and the way, he's got those tiny feet. Waspinator, his biggest issue is just the leg placement. Like, he should have the 2 legs up on the arm and 1 leg down on the legs, and just the fact that you can barely do anything with them. But still, very nice looking figures. I am very much looking forward to the rest of these premium finish 2-packs from Takara, because it just feels like, you know, what Takara used to be, giving us a more premium color scheme with these figures. So there is number 10. Number 9 on this list is going to be Toxitron from, of course, the name that, or subline that's named after him. Finally, after about 20 years of knowing of this character's design like this, we finally have, you know, the bludgeon that was supposed to come out in Universe 2.0. Actually, it was originally part of G2, but then they showed it off during, you know, Universe 1.0. So I believe, I could be wrong there, but yeah, finally able to get us a version of this, and I love those colors. I'm a sucker for the neon green and the purple. So yeah, that looks really good. Maybe you can have him with your Devastator if you want. He is a little off in color, but it's still fairly close. So there is number 9. Number 8 was a bit of a tough choice because there's just, again, so much that came out this year. I put out so many videos of, you know, figures and everything that I've got over the past, you know, 12 months, but it's got to be the Transart Blade Leopard, or, you know, Transmetals 2 Cheetor. The color scheme looks great. It is a bit of a bummer that there is no diecast in this, but I think it works in his favor as far as some of the posing and all that. Just, you don't have to worry about any diecast and the paint scraping off the diecast like what's been happening with Megatron. So yeah, very happy with this guy. The transformation is pretty close to the original. I mean, there is a few differences. The only problem I've been having is the tail coming up. I think that's a widespread thing. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And yeah, so there is number 8. All right, I felt number 7 was pretty easy because I love how these figures turned out. Now, this one just did so much better in my mind than his brother, and I cannot wait for more versions of it, but that is going to be Legacy Evolution Dreadwing from Prime. I love the colors. The blue, red, gunmetal gray, and gold just really stand out. And of course, he had more screen time in the show, voiced by Tony Todd. Just awesome design, mixing both Prime and G1 aesthetics. And I really got to get another one of these to do a custom into another entirely different franchise-owned property. But yeah, absolutely love this figure. Cannot wait to see if they do G2, or not G2, Machine Wars Starscream and the proper Skyquake. So yeah, there is number 7. Number 6 is going to be the Leader Class Armada Universe Megatron. Now, I do have some Toy Hack stickers on this, but even right out of the box, he looks amazing. It is a shame, you know, I don't like playing devil's advocate, but I have to, just to be fair. He does not have remotely as much fun into him without those gimmicks. Like, you know, this old Minicon gimmick is now just decoration with a 5mm port. Same with this one. You know, same here. It's just a 5mm port instead of the capture claw and the ramp thing. So it is a shame that some of those aren't there. He does have this weird hand that, you know, should hold a little dagger, but there is no extra weapon. It's just this that pops off and can plug onto his hands. But still, absolutely fun figure to have. I cannot wait to have him hooked up with Tidal Wave, just those extra pieces onto him. Now, and after seeing how that works, I do now know why these do not move. It just sucks that that's the case. Like, even then, just allow this to be a separate joint and keep this. I don't know why they couldn't have done that and then have Tidal Wave just lock onto these to hold them in while still giving these movement. But yeah, so there is number 6, Armada Megatron. All right, so number 5 is also going to be a Beast Wars versus 2-pack, and that is going to be Optimus Primal versus Megatron. I mean, again, great molds other than, you know, the weird rubbery plastic on Megatron, but just the paint job on these to make them, you know, accurate to the design and color schemes of the show models just blows me away. It would have been really cool if they included the Nemesis Primal head to give him the mouth plate. Yeah, it looks a little bit more sinister and evil, but at least you would have had the mouth plated head for this. Now that you guys have done this, Takara, please give us a Burning Primal or Burning Convoy and Flash Leo Convoy. Like, that would be super cool. I know they did a Burning Convoy for the movie promotion, which didn't make any sense, and it's super limited to Takara, like $50. You have to buy like $50 or like the tickets or something over in Japan. So, but yeah, number 5, this 2-pack. Number 4 is another 2-pack, although you could consider it a 3-pack with the added Minicon, but it's going to be the Shattered Glass Rodimus and Sideswipe. Uh, I mean, I'm a sucker for Shattered Glass, and these just look incredible, especially with the new molding here on Sideswipe, giving him those, kind of sword gun things that he had. It's just an excuse for us to get a Armada Wheeljack now, or Rampage, whichever you want to consider him. And Rodimus just looks awesome. Goatee, mustache, the start or Skywarp style colors. Just absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely love this set. Hopefully they do Armada Wheeljack soon. But yeah, so there is number 4. Number 3 is probably one of, like, he's up there with the top 2, but we'll get into those after we look at the honorable mentions. But here we have Transart Tarantulas. I love this figure. He is so like accurate to the design of the show. Transformation is weird. It's a little bit tricky, but nowhere near as scary as Black Arachnia. I can actually move these spider legs without, fearing that I'm going to snap something. Yes, you still have to be careful, but not nearly as much as with Black Arachnia. So, yeah, there is Tarantulas. Just beautiful paint scheme. I cannot wait to see if they do the Fox Kids design with that kind of Vok inspired color scheme. But yeah, there is number 3. So I'm going to rapid fire go through these honorable mentions, starting off here with Power Link's Hotshot. First, version of this was really good, but this one, including Jolt and these weapons from the episode, I want to say it was Drift, uh, just looks amazing. He's got that newly sculpted, more scowling face. I love this, and it calls back to him being called Hot Rod in Micron Legend. So there is that one for honorable mentions. Next up, we have Origin Jazz. Uh, some aspects are okay, but I got to tell you, the ability to just take off his chest here. Whoop, there it goes. Like, just people taking off the chest like that, like they're doing with the, King Kong and LeBron James figures from around that time. It's gotten ridiculous, but overall, he does look pretty good. Vehicle mode looks great. I'm glad he's finally got some of his proper weapons, like the blaster and the little grappling hook. I wish this was compatible with the Studio Series one, because it'd make for an even better Jazz. The only thing different would be, replacing that clear with opaque. So on to the last one. Lastly, for honorable mentions, I have the G2 Toxitron Collection Grimlock. I love the gaudy colors, and we're finally getting this as an official toy. I know a lot of third-party companies have done, or at least a couple of them. Fans Project, and then a couple of the Legends. I think it was New Age or Magic Square, maybe both, have done this deco, but finally having it officially released, I'm ecstatic. I love these gaudy colors. I've been really positive, except for the bad stuff. Anyways, yeah, like this. I really enjoyed the Shattered Glass Grimlock, but this one has just blown me away. So there it is, G2 Grimlock. The final honorable mention now. Got into the last 2, and this one's a little bit tricky. All right, so number 2 for me is going to be the Transformers HasLab Deathsaurus. Now, I know typically I've done number 1 as him and Victory Saber, the last 2 times, I believe, if I remember correctly. But there is one more that just does a little bit better in my mind. Plus, I don't have a lot of connection to the character. He looks really cool, and I need a companion piece for Victory Saber. I know that's a weird excuse for buying a almost $200 figure, I mean, he is incredible. I love this figure. He does everything I believe he should to look like who he's supposed to, while having an interesting transformation and all the gimmicks that you could want, uh, plus all the accessories, except for, you know, he needs the toy accurate blaster. I know they want to go cartoon with this. I would have just loved that rifle with the mace attached to it. Maybe have an alternate version of the same mace with a shorter chain that just connects to the rifle that he can still hold and use. Something like that would have been like elevated them a little bit more, but I don't think it would have been able to beat the number one. So absolutely incredible figure. You know, I did an almost hour-long review on him, but there is one more that I think, in my mind, with nostalgia and everything, is that much better. So the number one Transformer of TF, or of 2023, if I could get a drum roll, please, is Legacy Evolution Commander Class Armada Optimus Prime. Now, I know some people are going to be mad. Oh, he's a terrible figure. It doesn't do. I don't care. I do not care. This, or the original Armada Optimus Prime, the full leader class version, was my first ever Optimus Prime. So this character, this figure, holds a special place in my heart. And, you know, getting the pack, you know, the box signed by Gary Chalk at BotCon, and, you know, finally getting a version of this that's not going to end up catching fire. If you haven't seen, go check out Bolt Matrix's video. He talked about how the trailer auto-transforming nearly caught his house on fire. And it has articulation of the legs, unlike any other version of this. And unlike the third-party version, this isn't going to crumble apart after one or two transformations. So there you go. There's enough reason there for this. And it's a third of the price of the Fans Hobby version. Or third or half, whatever. This figure's amazing. The single, or the, you know, the individual base robot mode for Prime, stunning. Truck mode with trailer, amazing. And they've included stuff so you can add figures in the future. Like, they're obviously going to do an Overload and a Jetfire. It's got to happen. So, there is my number one figure for 2023. If you don't like it, too bad. This is my list, my choice. This isn't objective. This is purely subjective. My list. There it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great and happy new year. This is going to be my last video of 2023. It should be going up at the time of this recording, the 30th of December. Here it is, the 27th. So from me to you, have a happy new year. Hope you had a great holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whichever you celebrate. Happy holidays. Hope you guys enjoyed, again, this video. Be sure to check out all my stuff. And we are super, super close to 1,000 subscribers. So I don't know, maybe at the time this video comes up, I might be at 1,000. But I want to thank every one of you who has watched these videos this past year and followed me on this journey through getting these figures, my move, everything. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you all next year.